Pizza time.
Yes. I had to get a sip in right before we started. All good.
Down to the wire.
All good. This is A Pizza My Life, episode 32. Guys, welcome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And I'm Pizza Eric. With me, of course, you know him. You love him. He is from the 90s sitcom Saucin' Around. It's Sean Sauce.
Yeah, short-lived but well-received. Also, I just want to quickly point out before we get to our guest
We
I
should
feel
redo
like
that intro.
Nah. I feel like since you know that we're on camera now, you really try to hype up your dancing to the song.
Yeah.
Before
you
you
guys
kind
watch
of
this
sit
on
there
YouTube,
and just be like this, and then now it's just like
because the intro kind of goes on for a few seconds, and if you're watching the video, you're kind of like, let's get to the
so
meat
you
and
give the
potatoes.
people what they want.
So I'm trying to,
dances.
I'll dance.
Yep.
I'll dance for those views.
So Tara, make sure when you start up this TikTok, cut that out.
Be a piece of my life.
TikTok dancing is all the rage.
Yes. I like when we have like a full-on conversation, and it's like, who's that guest? Who is he?
Nah. Let's
Who
just
is
not
he?
even introduce him the whole time.
We can have 10, 15 minutes in. Sean, how you doing? Huh?
Good.
Let's talk about things.
We can introduce him.
With us this week is a good friend of ours. It's Hawaiian. Hey, Ian.
Yeah, it sounds a lot worse. Let's just go with Italian.
Italian does sound.
That was the other option.
That
Italian.
sounds a lot better.
I mean, Hawaiian kind of sounds good. It's just like you
Hawaiian,
gotta make sure it
it's
references the
good.
pizza.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, it works. We're good.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We'll never say it again.
Hawaiian pizza, Italian pizza,
Oh.
whatever. Who cares? Ian, how you doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah?
It's nice to finally be on.
We got the
It's nice to finally be
been
out
a-
of the house.
out of the house on the podcast. We're happy to have you. How has quarantine been going for you?
Well, it has and it hasn't. I'm one of those people who are still back at the office, unlike you or I think you.
Yeah, you say still though. So you were working from home for a little bit though, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think we were all working from home for I
not
can't say all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
AKA
all,
shoes guy.
almost
Shout
all
out
of
to
us.
shoes guy.
Almost all of us were working from home for maybe the entire month of March, but I think I've been back since
The
late
entire
April.
year of March.
The entire 130 days of March. We're still in them.
But yeah, now you're back at the office.
But now I'm back at the office, and that gives like a little bit more of a sense of normalcy because you have that schedule that you can adhere to again that you are more familiar with from pre-quarantine. It's not like you roll out of bed and then you log on 20 minutes after you eat breakfast, and then you're.
What does Rima do all day?
Well, she sleeps until about noon.
Okay.
Let's make that clear for people who
And
don't
then-
know.
Don't make it clear.
Episode 17 guest Rima is married to this guy.
To this guy.
To
To
this-
Hawaiian.
To Hawaiian.
And since this is episode 32, she is
Hawaiian.
15 people more important than I am.
Oh.
Which
I don't know
that
if
makes
that's-
sense. No, that makes sense.
No,
I
we
think
gotta
it
get girls
is-
on.
It is fun to have our, my friends ranked number wise.
And it's good to know where I stand.
So I can just be like, 32, good to see you.
So Big Mike, number 1.
Big Mike, number 5.
Or number 5.
Yeah. But Big Mike, if you're watching, you'll be back on soon. We can't wait.
But anyway, so yeah. Now you're going to the office.
So now you're back in the. So I'm back in the office, and it's still weird though because everything's not normal. Everyone you're still calling from General Motors or whomever else you're talking to.
Yeah.
They're still working from home. It's still not.
How many people are at your office right now?
Like on my floor, there might be 20. In the building, in total, there might be 40. And I mean,
And how much is it usually like
200,
Okay.
250. And it's a
10%?
skeleton.
Math.
Yeah. Okay.
Sean demonstrating he's better than math than I. Twice in this podcast now.
The first one was before.
Yeah.
Eric hates when you do that.
I'll edit it out. All good.
Also won't do that.
Ian, are you in the office like all 5 days? Are you Monday to Friday? Or are you just in there sometimes half days? What are you doing?
it's
2 hours,
we-
3 hours,
it's
4
weird
hours,
what
5
they're-
hours?
It's weird what they're doing right now because originally when, before this whole thing, it was get in at 7 and leave, whenever you decided
Get
to
at
leave.
7.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, it's because you have to talk to Korea.
No, it's because I like to leave at 3.
Okay.
which is a good.
Actually, I
time to
have a lot
leave.
of friends that do that too, and like I get it, but I also feel like I'd go in at 7 and I'd leave at 5. It would still just be like I'd still stay later.
And that's what's happening right now because what we're doing to keep the head count down, like we have more than 20 people in the office at a time, but we're running like a 2-shift
you're
schedule
doing like
right now.
staggered.
Yeah, so there's that overlap period when like the second shift is coming in and the first shift is supposed to leave, but we usually just hang around for 2 hours and
It's a long hang around.
well, yeah. Engineering sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
It's the moral of the story: don't go into engineering.
Don't go into engineering. It's not worth it, guys.
Don't get a career. Don't get a job. Just be a podcaster. That's my advice. If you want to start a podcast, let me
job.
know. You can email us at apmlpod@gmail.com.
They're trying to pitch that email.
I know a lot of
Wait,
people.
what are they
have
going
been-
to email us if they want to be a podcaster?
If they want to be a podcaster, they can reach out to apmlpod@gmail.com.
No, but like, what are
and
they going to
just,
say?
the pitch your show, pitch your podcast.
Are we taking on new shows now?
And
What
I
advice
am.
can you
don't
give
have
me
to be
about
involved.
Okay, so
starting
you're just
a
going to produce.
podcast?
You're just going to produce new
I'll
shows.
produce podcasts. The rates are very reasonable, but
Free?
Pizza My Life Studios is available.
You just can't record Monday nights.
You can't record Monday nights.
Every other night apparently is available.
Most nights are available. We'll work it out. Rates are reasonable. Email us apmlpod@gmail.com.
Have you actually thought about rates?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I have. But that's for.
No,
That's
yeah, that's negotiation.
we don't talk about finances on the podcast.
Yeah, obviously. So
Plain
how
and
much?
simple.
How much are you making?
Ian, how much do you make in a year? What's your salary? What's your hourly rate? We'd like to know.
I don't think I've had an hourly rate in 6 years.
Yeah.
What was your hourly rate of your first job?
What was minimum wage in 2008?
You don't remember?
$7.25.
$7.25. That sounds about right.
I
think
got-
my first.
Flipping burgers at A&W.
See, I got the.
That's right. Your A&W was your first job.
Okay, hold on. So real quick before I talk about my minimum wage, what do they do to the root beer?
What a tease.
What do they do to the root beer at A&W? Like, why is it so much better at the restaurant than
I
it
feel
is?
like that's like a setup to a joke of, oh, hey, what do they? You know what they do to the root beer?
No, I'm asking what do they do?
Well, so we didn't do anything to the root beer. That stuff came boxed from corporate, and we just hooked it up.
But
to
why
the
is it
system.
so much better? A&W root beer from the store is 90 times
the hot
better
stuff.
than.
Okay, so here's how we made root beer at A&W. There was
Okay.
a 55-gallon drum in the back that you
Okay.
took the syrup that came from corporate, put a bag of sugar in it, and mixed it with a big spoon, and that was
Sounds
it.
delicious.
You had to do that.
Wait,
That was part of your job. That's
where's the
fine.
carbonation coming from?
The CO2 in the lines
Yeah, the
that you
CO2.
hook up to
Yeah.
the rest of the system.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you know.
Really quiz him on his shit.
Quiz me on a job I haven't had for over a decade,
So
but
I'm
can
just.
still remember how to do
Oh,
completely.
there you go. I'm just surprised though that it was like you've been to the A&W store.
Yeah.
You might be tainted on your opinion because you work there.
Yeah.
But like
it is a
the
greasy experience.
But the root beer at A&W is so much
is
better
good.
than if you buy it like just from the store.
It is good.
Even if you get like a to-go cup, it's not as good. You gotta get in that mug, that frosty mug.
I know. The frosty mug. It's the whole experience.
Hits different.
Something.
Stole one of those on the way out just to make sure I could always have that.
Frosty.
Well, I could
One of
make
the
it
mugs.
frosty, but the mug I've still got.
Yeah. That's
You gotta
right.
steal something.
They didn't sell them.
They did, but I wasn't paying.
But
for
if you
it.
can steal it,
Five
why pay for it if you can steal
That's an
Five-finger
employee discount.
it? Yeah.
Ian's gonna get a knock on the door on Wednesday morning.
That-
Hey,
that
where's
A&W
the mug?
Hey,
that
we heard about
A&W is
this.
a Weight Watchers now.
Well, there you go. I'm sure no other
Yeah, they're
A&W
fine.
would come after you either.
Yeah,
They're fine.
No.
You mentioned that you could still do that job. I feel like I could do that with Blockbuster. I still think about that
Well,
sometimes.
no,
like,
no. Actually, you could.
do I
that
still
at
remember
Blockbuster.
like the safe combination and like the alarm
How long did you
code?
work at Blockbuster?
You couldn't. Well,
I worked there
Blockbuster's
for
not a
4
thing. You couldn't
years.
do it.
I know.
See, but that was the
but
thing.
what if it came back? What if this quarantine just keeps going and Blockbuster comes back?
They get into CBD. Rival Family Video.
Yeah, they
Human
see what
trafficking.
they figure out what Family Video's doing,
Human trafficking.
and then they come back and they need experienced employees to come back and work at the stores.
You'd leave
Here
your
I
job
am.
now to go work at Blockbuster?
I might. It depends on what
He
they
might, make,
think.
he might make more money.
If they got nice shirts,
Well, I mean, it depends on how much they're charging for their human trafficking
you
and
know.
their CBD
I got to get in on
Family
some-
Video's doing CBD.
and human trafficking.
Oh.
Listen to podcasts.
Yeah, keep
You know-
up. We've got theories. Sean, what was your?
Speaking of your theories, your the GNC, those were open in the middle of quarantine, which was just fueling the theory that that's a drug front.
And guess who filed for bankruptcy? GNC. You know why? Because APML Investigates was on their ass.
Yeah,
Yeah, listen to podcasts.
yeah. We make waves on this
Yeah.
We talk about shit.
Me giving you that reaction before I realized APML was a Pizza My Life. All completely discredited after that.
Oh no, it's not. I've taken down one company.
Yeah.
I confirmed that the Wayfair conspiracy was not real. That's why they're still in business.
Yep.
And expect Family Video to go down in the next
Couple of
3 months to years.
Yeah. And just wait until later in the episode when we talk about TikTok.
I don't have a conspiracy for them.
Well,
But I might
keep listening.
keep listening.
He's got 40 minutes to build one up.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll think it over. Sean, what was your first job?
First, I was at Jets,
Yeah.
but
What was
I
your story about?
How long was your first job?
5 years.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to say is like that was
That's
5 years.
more.
That was 4 years.
That's
like,
more of like first career.
for A&W, it was only 2 years, but up until 2017, that was the job I held the longest. So it kind of makes sense that that's still the one that you remember how to do.
Well,
Yeah. Plus, it's like one of your first jobs, so you remember
first job you always remember.
how to do that.
First
shit.
one is the deepest. That's what
My
they
first
say.
job was actually Bell Tire.
Oh yeah, and you got fired from that.
I did. I woke up late. Spent.
Were you just the guy that
was
put
up-
the air in the tires?
No. That was free.
Well, yeah, I know it was free for me, but
Yeah.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah. No, that was just like whoever was available and was standing there had to do that.
Oh.
Now they have the like self-service stations, and it's like someone lost their job for that, So, but no, my first job was
Damn.
Bell Tire. I worked there for 7 months, and then one Saturday, they were like, "Hey, can you come in early for inventory tomorrow?"
And you said yes, and
And I
you
was
didn't show up.
like, "I sure can. This is a big honor. Thank you for asking me. I'm kind of the inventory guy that's been organizing those tires and stuff. I'd be happy to." And then I was up until 1 a.m. texting my girlfriend at the time, and
rookie mistake.
Dumb.
then just shut that alarm off. Went right back to sleep.
You shut the alarm off,
Yeah. Woke up to some missed calls and was like, "Oh no."
and you didn't have that job anymore.
And then once, I went in and they're like, "Hey, so you're bad at this job."
Like this is the last straw.
Yeah, they were like, listen, they're like, "You got a great attitude, but boy, do you suck when it comes
Attitude
to
A. Actual work at the job
you have
D.
You are not great with these tires." You can organize the parts real well, and we like that. But we asked you to come in for this inventory, and you didn't even do that. So see you later.
Bye.
Yeah. And so then after that, I went down the street, literally like a block away was the Blockbuster, and I was like,
Did you walk in like
they
in
opened,
your Bell Tire
they opened
polo?
at 9. No, I had to turn that in. That was gone.
So he walked in without a shirt.
Yeah, no, I just had like a white shirt.
Shirtless, just like
I was
hey,
like,
I lost
"Ah."
my job. Do you guys need someone? Yeah, we
Yeah.
always do.
They open at like 9 o'clock. I'm there at like 8:30. Like, I guess I'll just wait, and I'll apply. And yeah, then I got the job. I had to go in there. And my interview was with this very nice lady named Gina, and who became my boss. Shout out to Gina.
Sure, she listens.
She might. I'm still Facebook friends with her.
Okay. Well, hopefully she does listen.
Maybe
Shout out
she
Gina.
does. Shout out to Gina. But yeah, we did like a very rigorous interview.
Was it
just
rigorous?
like no? It was like
First question was, so when can you start?
So you know where the registers were?
Are you high right now?
The interview was basically like just like next to the registers.
Yeah.
And there was a couple questions of like, "Hey, can you talk? Can you make words?"
and
And they're like, "Sell me these Tic Tacs." And I was like, "You can put these in your car." And they're like, "All right, you're hired. Come on in."
look at
Better
you now,
sales
then.
pitch.
Yeah. And then been selling stuff every cent ever.
Okay, well,
Yeah, he'll edit that out. He'll edit that out.
no, he won't. No, he won't.
I was that close, I was so smooth, and the whole story came out
Every
good.
cent.
And then I said every cent. That's nothing.
I
I've
like it
been
now.
selling stuff
Every cent.
ever since.
But saying I've been selling stuff every cent kind of makes sense. Like
There
every,
needs to be,
I,
there needs
I've
to be a
gotten,
pause there.
I've been selling stuff.
I appreciate
Every
you, Sean.
Every
I
cent.
appreciate you, Sean.
Hey, it's all about the spin zone. You just got to make sure you spin it in your way.
Yeah.
That's how you know you graduate to sales.
I meant to say that. It saved time. It was talking about money. It made sense.
Boom. Make dollars though, not cents.
I'm gonna edit all that out.
But yeah, my first my first job
This is gonna be 10 minutes long.
at Jets, I didn't get paid like the normal minimum wage.
You were just a delivery driver? Or?
No, at first I started in the store.
Oh, making
But-
breadsticks.
Breadsticks were a part of the job. Doing dishes.
That's
making
the first part of the
salads.
job.
Do you feel like you could make
Making
like a
pizza.
good cheese bread right now because of the job?
I mean, no, you had like everything was there. So like, yeah, if you give me the
But you know what
Jets-
you need.
Yeah, you have to make the dough. Okay, hold on.
Could you still
Have
do
you-
all the steps in your head?
Have you made dough since?
No.
All right.
No, I don't know the measurements that like
I'll
you got to
cut
make
that
like
out
big
then.
batches. Yeah, no, I can. You gotta make big batches of dough. I don't know like the measurements to make like a 2-person thing of dough
Yeah.
and make like giant stuff. Anyways, they didn't have to pay me minimum wage because I was still in high school, so I got paid like 85%.
So they got you with that scam.
Yeah, so I think I got like $6.28 when I started.
Those bastards.
It's bastards.
Is that even legal?
I don't think so.
I didn't think
Because
so.
it was supposed to be that if you did that, you also can't work me more than X amount of hours.
Yeah, that didn't
I
happen.
didn't want, and I was like, well, no, I wanted more.
Yeah,
so
'cause you're like, I need more money than
exactly,
$6.
exactly.
I want these paychecks.
So yeah,
dude,
they were
through the
definitely.
roof.
I think they like enforced it for like 2 months when I was like 17, about to be 18.
Yeah.
They're like, oh well, no, that's because of these rules. I'm like, you guys are stupid. I did that, and then they had to pay me. I'm like, yeah, fuck you guys.
I could be wrong on this, but I think
Yeah. Say it either way. Say
4
with
hours.
confidence.
So I was at Blockbuster for 4 years. When I got there, I was hired in for the classic 725,
Classic.
which was a downgrade, which was a pay
Decrease from
pay
Bell
decrease
Tire.
from Bell Tire. I lost 25 cents per hour,
Damn. And that made a huge difference. when
which
you were
was
that age.
like
When you were that young, yeah.
Yeah.
which was kind of a bummer.
Now if I got a 25-cent increase, I'd be like,
Yeah.
suck my dick.
Why?
Yeah, it's like that's nothing.
Yeah.
So I took the pay cut, but I was like, Blockbuster is more my speed. I like this job a lot more.
It's movies, not
Movies.
cars.
I'm in an air conditioned building.
It's quiet.
They don't make me come in before 9.
Yeah, like this is pretty solid. Inventory at Blockbuster did suck.
Oh,
You had to
yeah.
scan every movie in the store.
Inventory on anywhere sucks.
Yeah,
You're counting inventory.
yeah.
It sucks.
But after 4 years, when I elevated to management to a shift lead, I got up to making $8.50 an hour.
Same. Yeah.
People told me, they were like, yeah, I just got a job at Best Buy making $9.
Uh-huh.
I'd be like, fuck you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm a shift lead.
You're just a
I'm a
normal
big deal.
person.
I'm taking money to the bank for this company.
I've done that a couple times.
You
Always
know?
feel weird. Always
Do
feel like
you?
I could just leave.
You were doing like the Marshall at like
The Marshall?
from How I Met Your Mother, where he's like, he's got like $1,000 and he's freaking out,
Kind of.
like walking down the street because he's like,
No,
I have money.
I'd go to the bank and I just would like deposit it. I always expect them to ask me questions that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah.
And they were just like, thanks.
Yeah, they're like, "Thank you. Here's your slip."
Oh, I remember going to the bank once and being like, I need $40 in singles, and they'd be like, yeah, that's
Strip
fine.
club?
They'd be like, yeah, that's fine. No, because Blockbuster
Yeah,
and
no,
everything
I
was
was
like
joking.
$3, and I had to give a
Strip
dollar a lot. But yeah, sure, also strip club. Yeah, he needed $40 in singles, and I was like, they're gonna just be pissed. And they heard that request, and we were like, yeah, sure, here you go,
It's nothing.
here you go, here you go, dingus.
Did
One of
you
the
ever
guys that asked for a ton.
As someone who worked in food service as their first job, did you ever have to do the food run at all at Jets?
What do you mean?
Like, did your boss ever give you a list and go, here's $300, go to GFS and buy 60 bags of lettuce?
Not like that, because like we were decent on like our stock, but sometimes you have to run to another Jets and be like, so it'd be like on my way home. Oh, pineapple socks, nice.
Yeah, I just realized Ian's wearing pineapple socks.
It's
Hawaiian.
almost like I dress
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
for the
Hawaiian.
podcast.
Nice.
Hawaiian.
Or sometimes they'd be like, hey, like on your way in, can you stop at this other Jets and like pick up like a bag of pepperoni?
Was that ever awkward to be at like a different Jets?
No, I just walk in and be like, hey.
Like, hey.
No, it's more awkward like when I wasn't doing it for Jets. If I would just like went to another Jets, but I'd walk in and be like, yeah, I work at one of these. Can I get the thin crust? But can you make it like this though? You know the way we do it.
Yeah.
You act like you just have inside info. Like,
And meanwhile, you just work at a Jets.
Exactly. They're like, yeah, dude, whatever. We don't care.
I occasionally had to work at a different Blockbuster than my normal store,
Oh, I never had to work at a different store.
just because they would, people would be on vacation or whatever, or they would need help somewhere.
Okay.
So I would occasionally have to work at a different Blockbuster, and that was always a weird experience.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't
Just
know.
because the store's
I
set
don't know
up
this store.
differently, and it was just awkward. You had to use someone else's like login.
There's like, where are your pornos? Like, I don't know. But
They're at-
Blockbuster doesn't have pornos.
They're at Family Video
Yeah.
or Hollywood Video.
Mammoth Video.
Oh, Hollywood. Oh,
Mammoth
Mammoth Video. I remember
Video.
that. That was like only 2 of them.
They had the old style parlor doors in the back of the store to go back to the
Yeah,
adult
no,
section.
they probably had a peep show going on back there.
They had
That's what you want.
They had a prostitution ring going on at the back. They had to have.
Yeah, transferred over to Family Video now.
Mm-hmm.
Consolidated.
I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure Family Video didn't buy out Mammoth Video.
Family Video
They might
is
have.
doing human sex trafficking. So
If you keep saying it, it'll catch on.
you put it out into the world. Or the people, it's on my dream board. It's Family Video.
Your vision
Yeah.
board?
Yeah, my vision board. It's Family Video with human sex trafficking. I don't know what picture I put up for it.
I'll probably assume a picture of a store.
a store, and then like Jeffrey Epstein and
A traffic light.
Ghislaine Maxwell walking out of it. Ghislaine?
Gislium.
Ghislaine?
It just says that with a question mark.
Yeah.
Gislium?
Do you know how to say her name?
No, I don't even know who.
Ghislaine?
No, it's not
Giselle?
Ghislaine. It's Lame. You know Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
Not
Clearly.
really.
That he didn't kill himself.
Well, okay, we all know that, but you know his like lady, his lady that was like tied to everything. She's in like they've like found pictures of her with every celebrity ever, and there's even a
Yeah.
picture of her in the background of a John Benet Ramsey picture, like that famous one. It's like her just like kind of like
Just
creeping in the
creeping in.
back, just like
Probably just Photoshop that.
maybe, but I love to think that it's real. Either way, her name's like Ghislaine.
I'm into it.
Ghislaine, Gisley, and
Gisley.
it's and she got arrested. So she's gonna give the deets.
So, no, she's gonna mysteriously
She's
commit
going-
suicide in prison in about
Maybe.
4 months. and-
Maybe. So far she's alive.
Oh, she caught COVID in prison.
Oh.
Oh.
So far she's alive though.
So far,
So they're getting the deets.
we'll see what happens. Once the audio comes
See,
out. for this
here's the thing.
podcast.
Find
though.
out later.
She's giving the deets to people that she probably already has dirt on. So all she's doing
The
is setting up
cops?
a nice plea deal right now.
Oh, I'm sure she's gonna get a plea deal.
Mm,
But
that's
if she
where-
gets a plea deal and then takes out like half of Hollywood, I guess it depends on what the plea deal is.
I want to. Yeah,
She sounds like a monster.
we'll see what happens.
She doesn't. Yeah.
She sounds like a monster. Like maybe just like, hey, you serve the rest of your life in jail and we don't kill you.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something.
What a deal to take. Like,
Ian,
all
anything
right.
else about quarantine?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
One of my favorite parts of this
Where we
podcast.
went with that.
One of my favorite parts of this podcast is how far the left turn's taken.
We are off track.
Well, let's try to get back on it. But
How has quarantine life changed for you?
You have been quarantined with your wife, and in the middle of this, you guys are also moving to a new house.
He just
yes. So
jumping.
it seems to make more sense. Yeah. So we don't know how bad of an idea that is.
What do you mean? How bad of an idea that is?
Well, I mean, at the beginning of quarantine, it was, we're going to be, out of work for 3 weeks, and everybody have your Zoom happy hours, and
Yeah, it's chill.
pick up a hobby or something, and we'll all be back in the office soon.
Yeah, we'll be back.
And then it was in April, and it's like, we're probably going to have to stay out of work a little longer, but our cash flow is running out, so can you, not work and not get paid for 2 weeks? And I did that and took a nice 2-week vacation. So
so you got,
unpaid
furloughed for
vacation.
2
Yeah,
weeks?
I got
Yeah.
furloughed
Oh.
for 2 weeks, so that was nice. Glad there was a purpose to doing that now. But then
that was the 2 weeks you found a new house?
almost
Yeah.
almost immediately after that.
That'd be something.
So, and then everyone decided, well, we need to find a way to get back to work because I don't like this not having money thing. So
It is a big issue.
Yeah,
not
all
having
through
money.
April and May, it was like, yeah, June 1st. June 1st, we'll be back. Yeah, June 1st, back in the office.
It was June 1st until May 27th, and it goes,
Yeah.
Oof.
it
Clear
might be
through that.
July.
Yeah, and then it was just like, we don't know. And now it's just like, yeah, maybe next summer.
So we haven't actually gotten updates since it was supposed to be July, or since it was
know.
supposed to be June 30th.
Everyone's getting the messages now of the rest of the year.
Ford and GM, they're not scheduled to go back till January.
Well, Google's not until next summer. Yeah. And they're smart. So
They're-
I listen.
They're ahead of the curve because
Yeah.
they search and they find out the good info.
Wow.
They do own that.
I tried to get a job at Google. That was my dream job for a while.
Yeah.
Just and doing anything at Google.
Just
Just get
custodian
me
at
in.
Google.
Not custodian, but
Oh, you
just,
said anything.
but if that was the stepping stone, I would have taken it.
So okay, so you said not custodian. Now you're saying custodian.
If I knew custodian would lead to if that was just the entry position.
It
Have you
wouldn't
seen?
be, but
Have you seen? What's the movie?
Owen
what's the
Wilson
movie
and
with
Vince Vaughn,
Robin.
Googlers
No,
and-
Robin Williams and the Martian guy. The dude from The Martian. Matt
Good
Damon.
Will
Matt
Hunting?
Damon?
Yeah. So wasn't he a custodian?
Maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, isn't that what
No,
that movie's
Matt
about?
Damon was the custodian.
Yeah. And then
He would
he
he would walk into classrooms
Yeah,
and
now-
just solve the math
Yeah.
problem on the board.
Yeah, and then now he's an astronaut. He got lost in space.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah, he got shrunk down, and
What a life.
he bought a zoo.
What a life he's led.
He's an assassin.
Shout out to Matt Damon.
I,
All of
ho-
his
I
movies.
hope he listens to the podcast.
I am sure.
Matt Damon, if you're listening, shout out. We like your
We'd
work.
love to have you on the show.
Who would win
Uh,
a fight, you or Ben Affleck?
Who would I rather fight?
No, who would? I was asking.
Or
Matt
who
Damon.
would Matt Damon rather fight, me or Ben
no,
Affleck?
No. Who would win in a fight, him or Ben Affleck?
Batman Ben Affleck?
I don't.
That's an older Ben Affleck, but maybe
Matt Damon, I think,
not
would
with the
defeat
not
Ben
with
Affleck.
the. You think so?
Yeah,
I think
I've
Ben
seen
Affleck's
enough-
taller.
I've seen enough pictures.
Of Bourne. You
Of-
just watched the Bourne movies.
I've seen enough pictures of Ben Affleck where he looks just very sad and defeated to just know that it's like, yeah, he's not going to win a fight.
but
Matt
you
Damon,
think,
I feel like, just has an energy. Like, he's still enjoying life.
But
He's not a
don't you think that he's
defeated.
got those inner demons? Ben Affleck has those inner demons, so he can really like bring out the rage and just probably fuck up Matt Damon.
He's got that back tattoo.
Yeah,
that
I saw
Phoenix.
that. That's weird.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can't
weird
trust a guy
choice.
who's got a giant Phoenix back tattoo.
There is an element of crazy.
Exactly. And you should always watch out for crazy.
Mm.
I think I'd be a little scared against Ben Affleck because he seems like
Exactly.
Matt Damon might stop after he realizes
Matt
he's
Damon- Matt-
Ben Affleck would decapitate you.
You're curled up on the ground. Matt Damon is going to have sympathy on you. He's going to nurse you back to health. If you're curled up on
Affleck's
the ground,
breaking all
Ben
your
Affleck
ribs.
is like, he's going to keep stomping you until he sees a puddle of blood.
You know what? I kind of agree with you.
Okay, you switched stances now?
I understand that take on it, that Ben Affleck is more ruthless.
Yeah.
Celebrity Deathmatch, reboot that and let's see
That
it.
show needs to come back.
They did reboot it for like a season.
Yeah,
It was-
and people
it
were
was-
like, yeah.
It wasn't good.
And I think
Yeah.
everybody realized this show wasn't that good.
Well, no, because the thing is,
You
the,
ever play the
the
video game?
reboot version,
It's good.
the video game Celebrity Deathmatch, I
Yeah.
wanted to rent it from Blockbuster so bad.
You could have just stolen it.
Yeah, it was gone. It was gone before I worked there.
Huh.
No, I think the rebooted version of Celebrity
Bad.
Deathmatch was just too nerfed. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the biting kind of
Yeah, it was
real
much- yeah, it was a
ruthlessness
little
that
bit-
they
yeah,
had
yeah.
towards the celebrities back in the day.
Yeah, they just like poked someone's eye out
Yeah,
instead of like decapitated someone.
yeah. Stupid. Ian, how's that new house though? Are you in it yet? What's going on? What's the update on this?
Well, so the first downside with it is I have no idea whether or not it's a great idea to get a new mortgage on a house where I, might not have a job in 6 months due to, stuff
know.
beyond my control. So I'm trying not to
But
think
that
about
ship
that.
sailed.
But I was
gone.
supposed to close on the house.
That could always happen.
Yeah, true.
You gonna let that paralyze you on all your decisions? You're
That's
at the
actually-
grocery store, like thinking about
Fair.
buying some peaches, and you're like, oh,
Buying some peaches.
what about? I got that meeting tomorrow.
That reasoning is the reason I'm not worried about it anymore.
Smart. That's smart.
Is the peaches reasons?
Yes.
The peach theory is what we call it.
In a roundabout way, somehow you got peaches correct.
Yeah. It's the peach theory. That's why.
The peach theory.
Anyways.
So I was supposed to close on the house on Wednesday to move into the house at the end of the month.
Okay.
And I haven't closed yet because in the hot market that it is right now, a lot of people are
Very
buying
hot.
on what's called contingency, which
Okay.
is I can only buy the house that I'm
If
buying.
my house is being sold.
Correct.
Yeah.
And there's this daisy chain of like 5 or 6 houses that are all like that.
Yeah.
So if any one person fucks up
They
that
fuck
chain,
up that
it fucks
chain.
up everybody. So the people trying to buy my house have not gotten all their paperwork in yet.
Which is like, come on, figure it the
Figured
fuck
it
out.
the fuck out.
Because like
It's a lot of paperwork.
You've been accepted on this house for like a month.
It will be a month tomorrow.
Okay.
And guess whose rate expires tomorrow?
Yours.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Rates
More
only go
paperwork.
down though. That's what they say.
that's kind of what I'm hoping.
Rates go down, stocks go up.
So hoping that I moved in by the time you record 2 more podcasts.
Dave.
Okay. Hopefully, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Let's put a little countdown somewhere.
Yeah.
Of saying countdown until Ian moves in.
We'll special effects. We'll
Yeah,
handle
edit.
that.
That's for our
After Effects, we'll get it.
our producer does that.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe. add that
Oh
in.
yeah, Joe.
Was it Joe or Jim?
I think it was Joe.
Did you say Jill?
Joe.
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 Jim. We'll edit that
No,
out.
it's Joe.
Who the hell else works here?
Joe.
Okay.
Joe, the pizza guy.
I can't remember. He had a cooler name last episode.
I don't think it was Joe.
Might not have been.
Anyway, so
Pepperoni Pete.
Pepperoni. It was Pete.
Fuck were you getting Joe from?
He said Joe.
I know.
Bunch of J's. And
That's called
it's Pete.
Inception.
Yeah. It's Pepperoni Pete.
Pepperoni Pete. Add some special effects here. The countdown to Ian's house. Make that a question mark because we don't know.
Well, no, we gave it 2 weeks though.
2 weeks though.
2 weeks though.
We'll see.
We'll have 2 great episodes. Hopefully.
We'll announce it on the 2 weeks from now episode. That'll be the big news 2 weeks from now. Ian
2
moves in.
weeks.
2 weeks from now, the house got delayed. No.
You want to listen to episode 34. It's going to have big news.
It's going to be Ian moves in.
Podcast will be recorded from that house
Yeah. Oh, okay. We're moving the studio.
for that episode only.
Oh, okay.
We don't even have Ian or Reem as a guest.
Hey guys, we're just going in. We're just going in.
No, we're calling it now. House doesn't get sold yet. You're in there with the guy who's living there right now.
Oh, even better.
Whoever's
He's our
house
guest.
it
He'll be the
is.
guest.
He's our special guest.
And
Who's
and I
ever
hope his
house it
name's
is.
Pete.
Oh, it's Pepperoni Pete.
Hey, if that's how it has to be, then that is how it has to be. No, hopefully Ian. Hopefully you get in that house. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
It
Is
is
there any
crazy
chance you're gonna like lose this house? Is that a possibility that you're gonna have to find a whole new house to buy?
So I don't think so, and it's unfortunately because the people we're buying the house from are getting divorced, and that's why they're selling the house.
Oh, so you have leverage.
So they need the money.
Yeah.
So like
Oh,
I'm
so you
trying
should
to
tell
get
them
out.
that the longer you wait, the more you have to undercut the price.
well, no,
Yeah.
we already did that. So
And if they're
most
not
of,
undercutting the price, then they've got to get back together.
most of the houses that we've been looking at have been
Divorcees?
have been the idea that okay,
Quarantine has been rough on some people.
I mean,
Yeah.
it has been like here's the number, but just know that you're going to be one of like 6 people looking
Oh,
at this
yeah,
house.
I've
So it's
heard
going to be a
that.
bidding war going all the way up. So be prepared to spend like 20 grand more than you're ready to.
I had a buddy who bought a house. He put in an offer, I think 5 or 10K over, got rejected, and he said the people who got it like put an offer in on the house before seeing it.
They'll do that, or then they'll do things like, okay, they'll
how
put like an
competitive it is.
appraisal guarantee in or
Yeah.
something, where if it gets appraised, I'll give you $5,000 more than it appraises for, and you have no idea what.
Or
that
I've seen like
number's
the
gonna
no
be.
inspection
Yeah.
thing too.
But this guy, he had the
God,
house
you
was
can't
up.
buy a house like that.
It's so scary. But this guy was like, had the house up for a number, and I'm like, I'll buy it for 10 grand less than that, and he was like, okay, that was it. No negotiation, no nothing.
But that's surprising. So like no one else because you would think that there'd be just with the market like that, people would come in and be like,
I'm afraid to find out the reason why I didn't get in. A
Did
bidding
you
war
get
with anyone.
an Did you get an inspection?
I got a 2-hour inspection of that
Okay,
house.
and everything came out fine.
The house was built in 2016.
Okay, so you're fine.
I
should be good.
hope.
Yeah,
There's
if
maybe
if
a
it's like
dead. Was there a murder there? Is that why they're getting divorced?
I couldn't tell.
is there a ghost in the house?
There's a ghost in the house.
I really hope not. After
Ooh, Ian's murder house.
The house is built on an
Next
ancient
Halloween
ancient
party.
Native American
Yeah.
burial ground.
As
Indian
they all
ground.
are. Next Halloween party at Ian's house.
Ooh.
It'll be spooky.
Spooky episode.
Yeah.
We have the camera recording, and there's just like shadows passing behind it.
Ian's gonna go home and be like, all right, we can't move into that house anymore.
We gotta sell
It's haunted.
Fuck.
Damn it. Did not realize that.
Yeah. That's
But no,
fine.
no idea why it didn't go the same way as every other house we were looking at. Hoping I don't pay for that later.
I mean,
Literally
you had
or
an
figuratively.
inspection, so at least on that note, I mean,
No,
you know
nothing
the
stood,
house.
Nothing stood out
I
as
said the house shouldn't fall apart.
run away from it yet. You'd hope.
Would hope.
You would
Now
hope.
that you say that,
Ghosts. Yeah, drink that. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna drink the beer.
Well,
Do that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also knock on wood.
He did
and
that.
so yeah, so there's could be ghosts. Sometimes you have to sell stuff, for lower than you expect. That kind of is the news of today.
sometimes you get a divorce and you need to move into a 1-bedroom studio apartment somewhere. And
And sometimes you have a football league, and you have
You're
to,
trying
and
to
it
do a
just
segue, and you totally cut it off.
it all goes downhill. It worked out fine. It all goes downhill.
Speaking
and you
of
have
downhill.
to sell your football league, and sometimes the only person that wants to buy
Downhill
your
running.
football league
Is The
is-
Rock,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and he's buying the XFL from.
commonly known as
Vince
Eric's lookalike,
McMahon.
that he sent a picture to.
I could, yeah.
I couldn't tell the difference between that.
No, neither could this girl that Eric sent the picture to, because she didn't know what Eric looked like.
She wanted a picture of me. I look
Just like The
kind of
Rock.
like this. It's the Rock on a beach in a Hawaiian shirt, and he's raising an eyebrow. Can you
you-
smell
can-
what Rock's
Can
cooking?
you raise one?
I practice a lot. I could not.
No, he cannot.
I cannot. Yo, you can do it. Sean the Sauce Johnson.
Got it.
All right. Watch the video for what just happened there. Anyways,
What happens next?
the XFL
Yeah,
sold $15 million.
is insane.
The Rock is paying half of that. He's got
Well, it
partners
seems-
that are
it
going to pay
seems
the other
insane
half.
because there are quarterbacks that make that in a year.
Yeah.
What? I mean, that's a bad quarterback.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, an entire football league just got sold for that.
I'm actually
A
surprised
bankrupt
that like
football league got sold for that.
Mahomes
The thing-
didn't just buy it.
I know, right? He could just whip that out.
That's chump
nothing.
change.
But the thing is, you have to, it's an investment. You have to do something with it. Like,
Well-
you're just buying the XFL. It's not like you can do anything with it
Well,
unless
and-
you're actually going to build it into something that
Exactly.
can potentially make money.
He's gonna have to throw more money into it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way you can't.
Yeah, he basically spent the $15 million just to kind of
get
to
the
get the
asset.
to have
opportunity
the-
to do something.
to just have the name
rights,
and
yeah.
the rights to the logos and and technology and equipment and whatever else.
Is this going to be a
they're using.
Ballers crossover?
Well, Ballers
That's
is
kind of what it
dead.
seems like.
Isn't Ballers dead? I thought it was over.
It is, but this is kind of like now
This is a real life
just
Ballers. This is real life Ballers. He said, "I'm so inspired by my character in Ballers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it for real."
yeah. His character in Ballers.
Where's
bought a
Rob
team.
Corddry?
Corddry.
Yeah, Corduroy.
Corduroy. Rob
Yeah.
Rob Corddry. Yeah, he's probably one of the partners.
He's in that group.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, yeah, The Rock is gonna. I think I like this move.
I like it too. I think
that
he
it
makes
raises
sense to own it.
it raises interest in the XFL,
Oh yeah, because
and I feel like The Rock he'll know how to like really
Well,
pizzazz it up.
didn't the first incarnation of the XFL have like wrestling rules in it anyway?
well,
It
was
was
it's always
supposed to be
owned by
aggressive.
the WWE
Yeah.
/F RIP, but
but not.
they had I mean they like allowed way more stuff. I think The Rock's gonna come
Yeah.
in. I think he's a great owner for it.
I think he'll bring some energy.
Yeah, but I
He'll
still
bring
think
some
that
good ideas. I think.
I still think what you needed it to be the minor league system of the NFL. Otherwise, it won't work.
I think. Well,
I don't think it will work unless you do that.
you need it to be one of the farm systems of the NFL because the NCAA would like to have a word with you about being the minor league of the NFL.
Yeah. Fuck
yeah.
them though. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
But think about it. Even just hockey or NBA or MLB. You get people out of college, they might not be ready right away. Like there's
Yeah.
sometimes they rush rookies in or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Send them to the XFL. You're a starter. You're getting more playing time. You're limiting the talent. So now it's more talented people. It's not
Yeah.
NFL level.
You're
but
honing
it's,
your skills.
No, and-
Exactly.
and that's what I mean by one of the farm leagues. You can play baseball out of college. You'll suck
can,
at
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but you could play it out
Right.
of
So
college.
NCAA is still going to be your first round picks are still going to be playing at the NFL. But think about like this is probably a bad example, but like Mike Glennon, he's a shitty quarterback. But maybe because he only played like half a season, maybe if he played in the XFL, he would
Yeah.
have been better, and then he actually could have been an NFL quarterback. And then you actually probably helps the NFL because that's probably going to lower salaries in a sense. Because think about it, like if you have people developing,
You got more competition.
you have
for
more
these
competition, like,
positions.
and now they're developing at a higher level. Then it's like, hey, we can actually just bring this dude in.
Well, so I'm not going to disagree with your theory because I like it, but also wasn't the Canadian Football League kind of that too?
It's similar.
Different rules though. They have
It-
totally different
Well,
rules.
the
It is
XFL is
different
going to have
rules,
different rules
But
too.
the Canadian Football League's totally different. Like they have different schemes,
true.
formations. They have different.
have
like you can
different-
like run
there's a
before
lot
the
of
ball
different-
snapped.
It's still like basically the same game, but yeah, Canadian Football League is kind of like that backfall of
But
you're like, I
XFL
couldn't
was
make it
just
to the NFL.
Forward
so
passes and
Canadian
like
Football
the
League.
extra
The
points.
XFL. Here's what I think. Rock, I know you're listening.
Always
Dwayne,
does.
my boy,
D-money.
listen up. Get more celebrities involved. I want one of these teams to be like owned by Rihanna. You know, have
Interesting choice.
have Jay-Z
Honestly,
running
would
one
be
of these
better
teams.
owners than some of the
You know,
NFL team owners.
But wouldn't that would bring some excitement? You
if
know,
every team's
all
owned
of a
by a
sudden-
celebrity.
Yeah, like if you had some like big names, you know, I want the New York team. I want that to be owned by Puff Daddy, Diddy Combs. I want Shaq involved.
Well,
I want.
And what would be interesting too is that they did the. Have you heard of like the PLL, the Premier League lacrosse model? So they don't have
Sure.
hub cities, right? So it's just like
Yeah.
there's 10 teams or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't have cities, so they just like rotate and they play at like different stadiums.
Mhm.
That makes sense because then you don't have all the investment of like, well, we have to make sure we have a stadium. We can only play
Yeah.
during the off season of whatever. You can just have it in separate stadiums. They don't have cities, and then you don't limit yourself to like, well, this is a New York team. This is a LA team. Now it's just like, hey, these are the Gladiators. Guardians. What was the team name that they had in the XFL?
There's
Guardians.
The Guardians, yeah. I think it was
Gladiators
the New
was
York
their
Guardians,
name?
DC Defenders,
DC Defenders. Yeah,
Seattle Dragons.
there you go.
and that helps. If you wanted to get the NFL on board with that, you play during the off season. Then
Oh, no,
you get
absolutely.
you get football.
Oh, yeah.
12 months out of the year, and the
You
NFL
can't-
loves that.
You
And you
can't
get the young guys
compete.
going down and playing maybe.
You can't compete with the fall league. That's just not going to work. It's not going to work. You have to do spring league, and I think
Fall
it
leagues.
was kind of working. It was kind of working before the pandemic like really killed it.
I think people watch probably like 2
and
games.
and those
and
two
then-
games were after the NFL shut down,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
XFL was like stubbornly hanging on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I think you can't go too big too quick. I think they need to go like maybe just 6 teams.
What do they have? 8?
Yeah, I think they were at like 8 teams, and they tried to do like a 10-game season. No. Do 6 teams, 6-game season, and then start playoffs, and let that be season 1. Let's figure it out. You know, how does Rihanna run this team?
Yeah.
You know,
What's her
she's
team name
tweeting
gonna
it. I don't know, the San Francisco S&M or something like that.
I feel like it would be like the New York Rude Boys.
The New York Rude Boys, dude. Would you not watch that?
I watch it.
You know,
Every time they score a touchdown, come here, rude boy,
Rude
boy,
boy.
let me get it out. Come
Yeah.
here, rude boy.
yeah.
Shake it, shake it, shake it,
It's
shake it.
it's in their contract as a team owned by Rihanna that they all have to dance during
Exactly.
every
Oh
time.
yes, they
Coordinated.
all do a coordinated dance.
Oh my God, Seattle Umbrellas.
Oh no, hon, that has
That's
that has Chris Brown in it,
Seattle
and that has
Umbrellas.
different things.
Under my umbrella.
That's Chris
Hello,
Brown in it,
hello.
and there's
And
history
they
there.
always play in the rain and slap it around and splash.
idea.
And I think that's a good idea.
You're promoting violence.
I'm not promoting violence.
Could you imagine if Chris Brown also owned an XFL team?
They were rivals.
Dude,
Chris Brown and Rihanna's team were
are you
rivals.
kidding me? Oh, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have like the Miami team or whatever.
They'd somehow have the Montana team because that's where he apparently Wyoming.
Yeah.
That's where he like is all the time now.
Yeah. But I don't know. Kim wouldn't want that.
Oh, so she has the Miami team.
Yeah, so it'd be Los
Is
Angeles.
she in Florida? I think I say L.A. probably makes more
LA,
sense.
Miami.
So you only have teams in L.A. or New York.
So we have LA teams, we have Miami teams.
We have New York teams.
You know, and then we'll have like Nelly
That's-
will own the St. Louis team.
Nice. The St. Lunatics. The St. Louis Lunatics.
St. Louis Lunatics.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, there's
Rock.
a lot of options here.
I really
Dwayne.
hope you're listening.
Dwayne, are you call me. Email the podcast at apmlpod@gmail.com. I am in on this idea.
We'll be a partial owner.
If anyone can
for
do this,
$5 each, we'll own 0.0000000000001%.
that's better than where we're at now. Dwayne,
It's not
call
zero.
me. That's my pitch.
Okay.
That's my pitch. I think it's a good idea. I don't care
It
what you think.
works.
I don't care what you think. Do you want to talk about the other big news story of the week?
Do you want me to talk about it?
The huge news story
Is it huge?
of the week. I feel like a lot. There's a lot.
I
of
haven't seen the
chatter.
pictures. It might not be big.
There's a lot of chatter about
Bigger than
this
you would
news
think.
story. Oh my God. Somebody else start talking about it while I pull it up.
Okay. So what the
All
news
right, I pulled it
story-
up.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Go on.
All right. So a dad who lost his penis to horrific blood infection becomes the first man in the world to have a new one built on his arm. Oh my God.
Okay, so for those who didn't understand what happened here, dude lost his dick to an
Yeah.
infection, and then
Yeah.
now they are growing a new dick on his forearm.
Yeah. Like just straight up on his forearm.
Yeah, to
They
be
have-
to hopefully replace his dick in the future.
Will it be a functional dick?
Yeah, so that actually was my first question. So
Yes.
there's a video, and I think Eric will post the video. I'm gonna commit him to that now.
I don't know if I'm.
I don't think I want to.
I don't think social media will let me
Put
post this
put
video.
put NSFW.
If
N-
you want the
NSFS.
video, shoot me a message. I will send you the link.
Oh, okay. So just
I might be able to post the link, but I cannot post the video. That'll
But
get
anyways,
flagged. So this
does
guy,
this- if
Malcolm McDonald, he's 45. They are growing a dick on his arm. He has had it on his arm for 4 years.
that's too long.
Yeah.
So if this dude is like doing like forearm curls, does he just get like a boner every time he curls up? He just goes like, ooh, boner, ooh, boner, ooh, boner, ooh.
so,
Takes pre-workout.
What happens after that last one?
He came.
Okay.
Also, yeah. So what happens with the cum?
So you can kind of see.
Do you shoot blood out?
I don't know. Like I don't understand. I'm glad science is here.
Are
and
you?
It is, and it can do these kind of things. In the event that I lost my penis, I would want to regrow it somehow.
But all right, 4 years though.
Okay, so it was kind of
It's just a little floppy dick right on.
no, it was kind of prophetic that you said he'd be doing pumps
Yeah,
to get erect because that's how this would get erect.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No, he
Yeah, you gotta get some blood to
when
it.
it gets actually attached to where it's supposed to be, he has a hand pump.
Oh, you want to talk about inflatable penises? Because I've
That's
heard.
that's literally what I'm
Yes.
talking
No,
about.
no. So I've heard
right
about this.
now.
I've heard about this. That is insane. Okay, so let's. Sorry, we're gonna change this here a little bit. If people get
I'm just surprised he put his face on that article.
Eric, have you heard about people who
It
have
is
to
nuts.
get like
No, it's a penis.
the male enhancement? I don't think it's enhancement. You have to get like basically like
The penis.
the inflatable penises
yes.
is what it is. Have you heard about this?
yeah. Yeah,
You
you
have?
have like the pump on it. Yeah.
I never heard about this.
You never knew about this?
We were at happy hour, and my buddy's girlfriend is in like the medical field, and I don't know where this came from, but she's talking about it. And apparently, all you do is just you squeeze the balls, and it just pumps up the dick.
Oh, that's weird.
And so just think about that.
have
That's
the
your
pump.
foreplay, is that you just sit there and just go, tss, 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 and then you got a hard on, and then they have a release button like in the tank.
Yeah, there's like a button in there.
Yeah, there's like a just like hit it and you just go.
It is. That just seems so weird. I don't know how you can have the sexy time when you're like, hold on, kang.
That's your foreplay.
You
Is that
know?
they just have to sit there and they just go.
I mean,
You watching the video right now?
all joking aside, it's amazing that we can do that.
But it's not on his like groin area. No.
Well,
Yeah.
they definitely are not going to be able to show that video.
No. But I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Why can you show a
Watching-
dick on a forearm and not in a groin?
Actually, probably a
You
really
can't-
good question.
Yeah. Like that's a clear picture of a dick on a forearm.
You can't show any of these dicks. Dude, this guy, it is just like on his arm. It is just
And he's just
flopping
like
along.
this, and it's just helicopter.
And he
Oh,
just-
easy helicopter.
He has
right
to
there.
wear long sleeves all the time. He can't.
It's real tough to hide.
You
a
do
boner in
not
that.
want this guy to put you in a chokehold.
You get a mouthful of something.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah. I don't know. Does it help him like carry grocery bags?
He's got another arm.
he's got
Yeah,
a pu-
no.
he's
He's
got
gotta
a
get
pu-
hard. Yeah,
he's
he's
got
gotta
a
get hard
puppet
real
first.
quick. let me
This
carry
poor
one
man.
more.
Yeah.
I just when are they gonna move it to his groin though?
I suppose, according to that article, he's at the stage to detach it from the arm
Yeah.
and attach it to the groin.
But he doesn't want to.
So it says it's ready, but because of the pandemic and because of other issues, the surgery it keeps getting rescheduled.
So
This is a bad.
no. It's a good
surgery.
thing because it keeps getting bigger.
Oh, it gets bigger as a sister.
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Okay, I'm saying
Yeah.
wait another year.
Yeah, but I mean
It's
that's
longer
another.
than his arm. Is that
Yeah.
what?
That's another
He has
year.
an elephant dick. If it's just a pump up one, who cares? You just sit there
Just
and just.
keep pumping it.
I just have like all the places to grow a dick. Your forearm,
I think that makes sense.
like that's I
Where would you want to grow a dick?
like on my thigh.
That's what I would
You gonna
say.
have another dick
On
just
my-
hanging out right here?
Yeah, I'm fine with. I can cover that up easier than my forearm.
Well,
that's less
hell,
intrusive. Even
Grow
on
it
my
on
calf.
my actual groin. Then you don't need to move it.
I'm assuming there's a reason for the forearm.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm assuming too. It's like you see those stories about like if you
South Park.
if you lose your toe in like an industrial accident or something, they'll sew it onto the arm while the blood vessels are healing
really?
or something. Yeah. So it might be something to do with the.
Maybe
the
you just
arm.
have a lot of like blood
It might be something
flowing
like
through
that.
there. Who knows? We're
I'm,
not
su- I'm
doctors.
sure. I'm sure actual people who have studied this could answer that question. Get
Well,
one of them on the podcast.
We said that we need a doctor on the podcast. We have a lot of questions for a doctor. Like this,
Do we know any?
I don't know. We need to get a doctor on the podcast though. Eric's entrapped in that.
It sounds like you will, based on the number of
I wanna get-
questions you have to ask. You'll never get that
I wanna
doctor on
get-
the podcast again.
I want to get one
but-
of these doctors on the podcast. Malcolm is talking about
you
how
call him?
he lost it in his dick in 2014.
Okay.
So he's been living with this for 6 years. His testicles remained intact, in case anyone's
Which
wondering.
is also crazy.
still has his balls.
Just the dick and not the balls.
So here's the way he says it.
Just the bangers, no mash.
This is what he. This is what he
My
said.
UK folks.
He goes,
our UK subscribers.
yeah, our big UK listeners. He goes, I had struggled for years with an infection in my perineum, but I had no idea what could happen. It spread to my fingers and toes and turned them black. When I saw my penis go black, I was beside myself. It was like a horror film. I was in a complete panic.
He really couldn't jerk off.
I knew deep down it was gone, and I was going to lose it. Then one day, it just dropped off onto the floor.
It just fell off.
Yeah, it just fell off.
His
And-
dick just fell off.
Yeah, then one day it just dropped off onto the floor because I had been through the devastation of knowing I was going to lose it. I just picked it up and put it in the bin. What a day.
Every nun everywhere was like, "Yep, that's what
I-
happens when you masturbate."
Dude. Oh
It could
my god.
happen to you.
Wait, so what? So what
You're
about
in
his
the
fingers
bathroom.
though?
You're in the bathroom. His fingers seem fine.
What? But they were black. Just his dick.
I guess he walked that off.
He might have decided to wait until his dick fell off to seek
Yeah,
help.
to go to
It's
the
already
doctor.
black.
His dick falls off. It hits the ground of this bathroom. He looks down and he's like, this fucking sucks. And then he just picks it up and is like,
This is
"Pating,"
useless.
right into the garbage can.
Kobe.
Like, are
Rip.
you what?
Rip.
What is going? How do you survive at that point? You just
go to
threw-
a doctor and you
you
grow
just-
a dick on your forearm.
You just tossed your dick into a garbage
It was
can.
it was a rhetorical question.
It would have been kind of funny though if he would have like, I don't know, like somehow reattached it and then just like found some girl and like started like having sex or something, and then she just like he goes, "Oh my god, it fell off in you."
You ripped my dick off.
Yeah, like oh jeez. I feel like he's not committed to the joke.
He goes on to say, I went to the hospital and they said the best they could do for me was to roll the remaining stump up like a little sausage roll. It was heartbreaking. Oh
It's
my
got-
God,
it's got a little nub
Malcolm.
there.
He is a
Chode.
father of two.
Well, good thing he got those out ahead of time.
Remember we talked about the guy who had just a permanent erection? Would you
Yeah.
rather be that guy or this guy?
I believe your answer the last time that question was asked is you'd rather never get an erection again
Then have
than
a
have a
permanent
permanent
erection?
erection.
Okay, so you put me in a spot here.
But
now.
there's a difference between not ever being able to get an erection again and not having a dick.
But how old is he now?
He is 45.
Okay, so he was 39 at the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
you're
has
probably,
two kids.
Yeah, you're probably past your like main sex having days. I might just say
Yeah.
whatever.
Also, shout out to Professor
How does he
David
pee?
Rolfe.
Out of the little stump.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Professor David Rolfe. He's apparently known as the penis master.
What a
What a
nickname
name.
for this guy. Hey, who are you? I'm the penis master.
He
Is that,
famously created a bionic penis.
Nice.
So,
Good for him.
yeah. And so now he's created this arm penis guy.
So speaking of which, okay. So on that note, if you could become a cyborg,
Yes.
if we had developed this
Yes.
technology,
Would you go bionic
Would
penis?
you? Well,
Yeah,
no.
uh-oh.
Just would you go down the cyborg route?
Yes.
I think I would too.
No,
Oh.
absolutely. If you told me that
Totally.
if I got into like a car accident and my arm
Not even
got
car
shot-
accident. Would you do it just like so?
Oh
you're
no,
perfectly
I'm
healthy.
getting to that.
Okay.
If I'd gotten in a car accident and like this arm was like ripped off or something, you told me you could put an arm that I could punch through a brick wall with.
Yeah. Like Jax from
Dude,
Mortal
But
Kombat.
yeah, but that's obvious. But I'm
Yeah.
saying you're completely like you're healthy, and they're just like, hey, we can improve this. Would you just be like, all right, I'll be a cyborg?
Yeah.
I
I think
agree.
I would.
What's the first body part that you would get replaced?
My pick, I would go eyes.
I think eyes too.
Dude.
Yes.
I knew
I think eyes too. I think eyes too because I think like you if you can get like
Eyes that zoom.
you get zoom, you
Dude.
get lasers.
Yeah.
You get like
X-ray
there's
vision.
so much shit you can get, and then it's just like now you got like
Dude.
crazy super eyes. You're basically a superhero.
Dude, just how cool would it be to just be able to zoom in?
Yeah, like I'm so far. I'm down the street and like my eyes. Well, I'm assuming they don't like go out.
Yeah, no.
I-
Like your
I-
vision would be like,
Yeah,
you know.
that'd be look really weird. Your eyes just
That looks good. You look like Inspector Gadget. Like,
Yeah.
That's the cheap version. of
Yeah.
that one. You don't want to
Yeah.
get that.
You need to go to Dr. Romani for that one.
yeah.
But it would just be like you just zoomed in. You can like see
Yeah.
like 2 miles away or something.
Yeah,
You're just
I'd start that off. I'd be like, yeah, let's start with one eye. We'll see how that goes.
Oh no, I think you gotta do 2 eyes at the bat.
No, well, but what if it fucks up?
But
and
what
then
if
you're
you do
blind?
one
Okay,
eye?
but we're-
Give
the
me
bas-
one eye.
The
Give
basis
me one,
of the question
one,
is
one
we're
super
assuming
eye.
it's established science.
Yeah, if it's established
Yeah.
and
Okay.
all
So
good.
yeah. So let's say it's early
still think
on,
I
but
wanna
they've
start with
done
one
enough
eye.
people that it's like you're past like that like initial phase of like will it
Yeah.
work, will it won't work, but you're still in like the early stages of it.
If that was the case, then I would only do it if like I needed it, like I was in a car accident or I got some unspeakable disease and my dick fell off.
Okay. So now skip forward. Now it's like half or
Rip
not,
my
a quarter,
arms off.
A quarter of the world is cyborgs. now.
Cyborgs.
Rip my arms off and replace my back, my arms, and my rib cage with cybernetic implants so I can punch through a wall.
I'm actually thinking.
Why
about,
are we still talking?
I actually.
about
That's what I'm
this?
saying. Like, at what point though is it like now you're just a robot? You're a robot.
I think as long as you still have your brain,
There are a lot of video games that are trying
you
to
are
answer that
not.
question.
Here's my picks. I want super eyes.
Yep. Eyes first. Number 1.
Number 2, I might go.
I do arms. I think.
It's between arms and legs for me.
I think arms.
I think it's probably arms, but dude, having some robot legs would be sweet as fuck. Think about how fast you could go.
Yeah.
would they look like-
Especially
would
if
they
they
look
can
like
do
a-
some jets on them
would
and you
they-
can fly. Whoo! Those are
Okay.
some good legs.
Would they look like actual legs, or would they look like who was the one Paralympic runner who killed his girlfriend?
Oh, the Blade Runner.
Pistorius. Oscar Pistorius.
Would they
Yeah.
look like that?
No, okay. So what I'm assuming is it's like Terminator style,
Yeah.
where like you can have like some skin
Yeah.
over it, but it's like there's like
Yeah, they look
it's,
totally normal.
So
it's robot
Will
underneath.
Smith, iRobot.
yeah.
Sort of, but those were more like robots.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Will Smith had a bunch of cybernetic implants in that movie.
Dude, can't remember that
Okay,
movie.
yeah, well, it wasn't.
Picture
a good
this:
movie.
you have your legs, and then they just like transform out to like wheels, and you're just like flying.
Okay, so
doing
we're getting back
90.
to
So you just want
Inspector
to be a
Yeah.
Gadget.
transformer.
No. He's getting back to Inspector
mean,
Gadget,
essentially.
where like rollerblade wheels come out of his feet.
Go look at
dude,
your
a
dick.
helicopter comes right out of my head, and it's like bam, 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 bam.
Okay.
You know, and I just fly off like time to solve crime.
Oh, that
That's
could work.
That's a custom implant.
Okay, so wait, what's your first body part that you're going? with?
I have to go with eyes because
Ian's
it's
a
like
technology
the
guy.
most useful,
Yeah.
and least like intrusive.
I think it's the most connected to your brain, so it's like I feel like you could use them the
Dude,
most.
especially
Well,
if you
I-
could just
well-
access the internet, like right there.
So
You
yeah,
don't even need a cell phone
Google Glass.
anymore.
for that reason,
Yeah,
like
it's
you
right
could
there.
like look at something and like activate it by looking at it, or like you
Google
wouldn't
Glass,
need
guys.
glasses anymore, or you wouldn't need sunglasses
Dude.
anymore, or like for me, I'd be able to see in like more color than the color blindness that I've got.
Yeah, that's
we
a
could
whole
solve a
nother
lot of
topic.
problems.
But also think about like you just have night vision.
Yeah.
Well, no, not even that.
Night
you
vision,
could
yeah.
see sound.
Crazy.
Like
Crazy.
Yeah,
so
have a
you,
heat map. You can get
so
all,
you asked
all
me
the
that.
good stuff.
So you asked me that question. Would you turn it? I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
Why
I know.
are we
I don't
still
know.
talking?
I don't know why
Of course
anyone
I
would say
be.
no. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
What if they were like, "Hey, we can get you a robot nose."
I don't think I'd want the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about robot ears? Like, where they could really amplify.
Super
You could really
maybe-
like tune in and be like,
maybe
"What are they talking
I
about?"
think that would
over
be like
there?
towards the end. Like that's when I'm going full robot.
Yeah, that's when you're like, "All right, my hearing's gone. I guess we'll get robot
exactly.
ears."
Like otherwise, I think I'm gonna keep my ears as they is.
As they
As they is.
All right, yeah, good to know. So that's our recommendation.
If you
Go
Make us
full robot.
cyborgs.
if you had the one option to become some kind of a cyborg where you didn't have to eat anymore.
No, I like food though. It's good.
I don't know.
Maybe I just have like a cyborg stomach, and it just like takes it all out so that I don't get like the extra stuff that you don't want. I don't know, I'm a cyborg. I'm a robot.
so-
I'm not
so
gonna-
like-
like an actual stomach. It takes
no,
what
no,
you
no,
need and
no,
it
no,
sends
no,
out
no.
the
But
stuff you
it
don't
takes
need.
out like the other bad shit too. Like takes out like the fat and shit too. Like just all that
Yeah.
stuff's out. Yeah.
Yeah, robot six pack.
Yeah.
Give me that installed.
Exactly.
All right. Well, anyway,
But
speaking,
and I'm sure I could never afford it if it happened anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. But a good spot to keep an eye out for that new technology is a place like TikTok, where all
Maybe.
the new stuff, all the hot trends are happening.
Maybe not.
Last week we talked maybe we'll get a Pizza My Life on TikTok, and not even a week later they're talking about banning the whole app.
Talking about banning it, and now they're talking about
They
getting.
don't want a Pizza My Life on it. The
That's
president is
The
suddenly
president is-
involved and is like, "Hey, whoa! This
Family
TikTok
video
is getting
can't handle
too crazy."
Family Video can't handle us on TikTok. But yeah, it's apparently.
They
But
bring the
now,
heat.
now they're talking about maybe like asking a bunch of money to
No,
like
they're
buy
gonna
TikTok
sell,
or something.
Yeah, they're gonna sell like the U.S. just whatever of TikTok. And
yeah,
then
they're
it'll
telling
just be
Microsoft
fine.
to buy it or something.
Microsoft's talking about buying.
Isn't
it.
that what happened to Vine? Like Vine got sold to some
I don't think-
actual
no,
company, and then
Twitter.
died.
No, Twitter just
had
shut it
Vine.
down.
Yeah,
Twitter was just like, fuck
stopped
this.
it. They're like, hey,
So-
no
so-
one likes Vine. But
Yeah,
that
Twitter was
false.
like, this is doing too well.
So there's
Fuck
no
it.
indication that won't also happen to TikTok.
Who knows?
It's just a
Amazon will
whole
go, I
weird
want to buy
thing.
TikTok, and then I'm going to kill it because I'm going to make my own TikTok competitor. Now I've just killed the competition. That's a pretty Bezos thing to do.
It's a possibility. Who knows?
Yeah.
Is he a subscriber?
Yeah.
Bezos?
Bezos listens to everything.
Is
either
he a
way.
subscriber?
He actually
or
probably
a
listens to it.
cyborg.
Or do you have an
He's a cyborg.
Alexa
He
somewhere
already
in
is
this
a
house? So he's listening anyway.
Probably is.
I assume he just tunes into the podcast.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
knows?
No, he's a cyborg. He listens to everything simultaneously.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Eric. I peed before him, but I really got to pee.
You gotta go. I can tell your legs
Yeah.
shaking.
I
over there.
really gotta pee. So we either gotta cut this or I gotta go.
All right, well then let's go ahead and we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
Ian, the last thing we always ask our guests: is there anything you would like to promote or recommend? Anything. Just use your words.
Engineering school.
Yeah, a show, a video game.
Umbrella Academy Season 2 dropped
I
on
do want
Netflix
to watch
on Friday.
That. Yeah. Do want to watch that? So
See, that's one of the shows where I'm just like, do I want to see it?
I'll see it. I'll watch it.
The
Like,
first one was
You got
pretty
nothing
good.
else going on.
I know, but it's just like do I need it?
Yeah.
Do I need it? I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know. I'm not antsy for it.
I'll watch it.
I'm just.
You gotta watch season 1 though.
You do have to watch Season 1.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't start at season 2. What am I, some sort
No, I'm
of?
saying I have to watch season 1
psychopath?
too.
Oh, you haven't seen
Yeah,
it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I hear it's okay.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I hear
We
it's
watched
okay.
maybe the first couple episodes and then watched the next 6 episodes in one night. And
Well, there you go.
yeah, no.
So it's good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well,
I got pee.
Ian, thank you so much for being on the podcast. Guys, you can email us at apmlpod@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. Me and Sean are on Twitter. We're all out there. Sean's got to pee so bad.
So bad.
Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.
Brandon Fraser. Brandon Fraser.
I think somebody's had too many martinis. I think somebody's had too many martinis. I think somebody's had too many martinis. I think somebody's had martinis.
Brandon Fraser. Brandon Fraser. Brandon Fraser.
He just goes like, ooh, boner. Ooh, boner. Ooh, boner. Ooh. I just walked around and just jizzed everywhere. So fuck you.